Wow, notify me isn't fucking late. Crazy. What up, Billy? Beautiful Monero gets recognized in public, and I have a normal conversation with a human being, and they're like, "Is that Monero?" I'm like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Based." This is exactly how I felt. Like this guy right here. This is how I felt. Monero mentioned. I should do a mail call. Segment, like get a P.O. box and have people send me letters and read them online. Like actual mail, like schizophrenic. Like schizophrenic takes. Mail call used to be so awesome. There was a show I used to watch that did it. I forgot the name of the show though. I think it was Lee Ermey. Lee Ermey, yes, I remember. Locked and Loaded. That was a sick show. I don't know why I watched that. To be honest. But I was like, I should do this, but I should do this exact thing, but with paranoid people on the internet that want to send me letters. And I read them. I clearly don't know what I'm doing with that deck, so we're gonna do a different one. No, we're not gonna be a bitch. Not Cheetos, but that's a very specific guess. You must eat an insane amount of Cheetos to know that sound. Which is concerning and frightening. But no, I don't consume the dairies. Like, that's some fat people shit right there. It sounds like you're eating a specific food that I consume a lot of. Cheeses and soda. Ooh, that's a really gross sound that's a really awful sounding combination. No cappies. No, you see cheese balls. Ew, the worst part, the worst kind. Oh my god, all these cucks use artifacts. It's gonna be an artifact deck. I can feel it. I'm a dummy. I didn't play the right land. You can be skinny and still have fat tendencies. And eating Cheetos doesn't mean that's not a good thing. You can be skinny and eat like shit. Yeah. Cheese balls are gross. I'm eating corn chips. Oh, no brainer. Put a charger counter on this planet equals to his power. His sorcery. Oh. I can't eat that crap anymore. I had stage 2 colon cancer, so I can't eat. Wow. How, very dark of you to drop that in the chat. You only get one chance. Yeah, that's true. Thanks for trauma dumping on us.
The Edge's technology serves one goal. Every piece.
When your divorce happens, let me know too.
Power.
Ooh, that's good. 5 based. Yeah, we're gonna take that guy out.
Revenge is inevitable.
If my divorce happens, I'll be on Discord more. Fair. So let it be known, guys, if Jed Cooper starts sending more memes in the Discord or Element server, that it's Jover for his marriage. Ooh, sick. We're gonna do this one. Still can play them. I just stopped playing Battle. That sucks. What's up, Ryan? Ryan, just because we said no to the love, no homo. Dude, the new Battlefield's coming out, and I am gonna get it. but it's like fucking $80. But I'm gonna wait because the last Battlefield. This is like the angriest I've ever gotten at a video game or technology. Battlefield comes out. I purchase it. Oh. It doesn't work on Linux. Like, at all. Boom! Three big booms. And it's over. Exodius! What engine are these? I have no idea. But, Battlefield 6 comes out, not 6, the last one. 20, 40, 60, 90, poo-poo retard. The hated one. The very most hated one that they made. Comes out. It ends up being dog shit. I lose my account or something. Something with my key, my account, the game. I am no longer to be able to play it. I can't recover it. I lost $60. I was mad. Battlefield 6 is primarily powered by the Frostbite game engine, which has been used in the series since Battlefield Bad Company. Oh. I don't know. I couldn't play the last Battlefield. It just would not run on Linux. I don't know. It had a lot of issues. And it was the most hated one. But you're talking about buying closed source software? Yeah, unfortunately. Gaming is not open source, unfortunately. If more games open source, that would be even more based. I mean, what are you going to do? But low key, Battlefield 6 looks awesome. Looks based, actually. All right, that deck worked out. From what I read and what I heard, the rumors are you are not going to need an EA account to play. Like, it is not going to force it. They're not going to force an account to play the game, which would be based and less cringe. I mean, like, there's a lot of games that require way too much access. I'll agree on that. Which is testicles, by the way. This is why I wish optical discs for games and PCs just took off. I can just own the game and play it on my PC via optical disc. I don't give a shit if I have to fucking like swap discs to play games. It's a rumor, and it would be awesome. Let me do this. My granddad invented fentanyl. Based. Milton Freeman. You have to sign up for the game account, EA account, and Steam account. I think for 6, it's not going to be required. I'm not entirely sure. Ooh. That's what they were saying. Milton Freeman would have loved Fent. Dr. Paul Johnson. Jansen. I don't know who invented Fent, to be completely honest. Oh, fuck. No brain. Oh, yes, first strike. No blocks. Oh, testicles, man. Major fucking testicles. This guy is what I needed. I need one more red. I just ducked to throw it. It's not even out. Oh, sorry. It will not require the EA app to launch the game. That's what it was. Which, that makes sense. Is he a first strike? One down, one more play. Today I found out Ubuntu is a very weird distro with an awesome installer. Ubuntu is good. Ubuntu is based. Would be more based is if I got a fucking land. Luckily, I have two fan on my EA account. Someone from India keeps trying to hack it. Oh, 2FA? Yeah, you should. You should always have 2FA. That fucking cuck. Come on, give me one more. Give me one more. Yeah, that's good. You should have 2FA on everything. This bitch has trample though, right? Yeah. And vigilance. Balls. Oh, we're good. It don't matter. Damn it. Oh. I wish you can edit in live chat. How does... Oh man, this guy's a real... Does he have some voicemails? How do you know he's from India? You can generally, like, see the fucking IP address. I guess. This? It gives me the IP address, but the IP address could be just a VPN. Like, it doesn't mean that they're directly. This is like the problem with like IP addresses is, and like blocking via IP. Like when you get into like, it's the problem with it is you can just change your IP address. I mean, it doesn't really matter. You can change it to unless you country block. This is like so. there's a really interesting app that I used to run called CrowdSec. And this is a good tool. I'm not talking shit about it. No, sorry. CrowdSec, I think. Yeah, it is. Not Crowd, the other one. This is actually a really good tool to run in your home lab. If you have a home lab and you have stuff that's publicly facing, when I used to, our host sounds like CC. Is it my mic? The email says IP tried to log in. If this is, yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you could just change your IP address. It doesn't really matter. So CrowdSec is pretty cool. It's free to like host by yourself. Like, obviously, if you host it yourself, like if you ever guys want to make money, just make SaaS. Just make software as a service. Look at that, fucking 18K a month. That's crazy. So you get to deploy this yourself. It's kind of like fail to ban, but oh, yeah, of course it's going to tell you that, but this uses like curated data from other people that run CrowdSec. It's like a community thing. So freaking updates, but the problem with IP blocking is it doesn't really matter. IP blocking I can just get this. This is quite often. I used to know a guy that would buy shoes, and they would buy residential proxies. Yeah, like very easy to buy residential proxies. Wow, that's a lot of cash, man. 18K, yeah. That's nothing. There's software that costs like double X that. If you want to make money, just get into the SaaS field. Software as a service. There's like, what is it? I remember people that like try to buy shoes and shit, like sneaker retards that spend thousands and tens of thousands of dollars. They will get residential proxies so they could use bots to buy their shoes so they can resell them for a stupid amount of money to some retard that's willing to pay for it. That's the problem. But hackers and like DDoSers and like people that are like commit crime, they do this all the time. They buy just blocks and blocks of IPs. They don't really care. And then people are like, "Oh, just block the IP address." It doesn't really matter. I block countries. There's certain countries I block, but it's more of like to not fill up my logs. I mean, to be completely honest, on a router level, I block like 3 to 5 countries completely. Yeah, they can just use a VPN or a proxy or switch or SSH into another server and commit their crime in a different country or whatever. Sneaker retards is so yeah. It's, dude, go look at the fucking market for hype sneakers. It's fucking insane. Tens of thousands of dollars for fucking sneakers. You gotta suck my balls. If you pay that much for a fucking sneaker, yeah, even if you have the money, even if you're like, I got fuck you money, that's just that's a retarded hobby to have. I don't shame hobbies generally. That's the dumbest one. That's literally the dumbest hobby you can have, possibly. The dumbest thing I've ever. People that get addicted to sneakers, or they're like insane people. Some people, they don't even have the money. They just fucking like they take out loans and put on their credit card and hope that it's worth money, and they try to flip it, or they actually like the amount of people that tell me they have like a sneaker collection. I'm like, bro, you're walking in them. What are you doing? You're using them to walk. $3,000 would take me out of debt. Whew. Yeah.
Welcome to my humble
The fuck
home.
is that? Yeah, $3,000. I mean, $3,000 would take. I think $3,000 would be nice to anyone. No, who's gonna turn down $3,000? Who's gonna be like, no $3,000, please? Yeah, of course. But when you get out of debt, awesome. Being debt free is such it's a rewarding experience. Really weird to pay that kind of money for some basketball shoes. Yeah, I think it is too. I think it is the dumbest thing to spend money. I hate spending money on shoes, just in general. I think it's a waste of money. I will run my shoes until I'm physically told that I cannot wear them to my employment. They're like, you need shoes, bro. You need shoes right now. I'm like, no. Are you paying for them? Like, I'll spend a good chunk on my boots, and that's it. It's over. It's like, but I'll run. Ooh, lowest minion fall to the edge. You fall to the edge. Same here. Like, I will buy I'll put a good amount of money into quality boots because I'm wearing them, but I will wear them until they're Jover. I'll re-glue them. I'll maintain them. I'll keep them clean because I want them. I mean clean as in like I'll make sure they're maintained, so they don't crack and like get just absolutely destroyed. Oh hell no! Fuck this bitch. Fuck these. I gotta kill it. I gotta kill it. I gotta kill it. No, it's gonna do something where I can't kill it. We're gonna do this. Fuck this. Loser. So like, I think that like, financially, even if you have the money, that's just a stupid hobby. I mean, you could birdwatch and I would have maybe more respect for you. Birdwatching would be way cooler to hear someone talk about than their 18 pairs of fucking Air Jordans. Oh my god, no. Yeah. Nope. Ooh, no. What is wrong with bird watching? I do that for real. Ryan, you look like you bird watch, so not surprised. That all makes sense. Holy shit. Well, I knew who I'm exiling. Still exiling that. Goddamn. I'm studying bird law, so homework is usually watching bird crime in parks. Oh, is that a real thing? Or are you memeing? Ooh, I just want to do. Oh man. Yes. I guess. Alright, he's tapped. Also code 2, so I guess I'm a loser. No, that's not true. That's not why you're a loser. There's other reasons. I think, relatively, I mean, it's cool to have hobbies. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Oh man, I'm the biggest loser here. It's okay. Code watch birds. Why don't you code a a bird watching app? That'd be peak. Is that oh yeah, Primal Bounty. Good fucking card. I'll take the 5. Sorry, buddy. Ooh. Ooh. About computer vision for birds. LGR bird streams birds in LGR's backyard every 8 a.m. That'd be really funny. Oh man, tap another creature you control, put charge counter on it, but equal to its power. The station is only sorcery is art of at 20 plus. It's got 2020. Block those two. If I didn't need him. Oh wait, yeah, I lost. I feel like if I could get land fast enough, this would be a very good deck. Damn, I love TGVM Life. Oh, the VM Life, it's infinitely much better than with some decent hardware. Yeah, nesting is cool. I remember when I got a container within a container. So like in Proxmox, you can set up like an LXC container and then run Docker into it. It's pretty cool. So it's you just pretty much set up virtual nesting, and then you set up a Docker, and it uses way less resources. So you set up Proxmox, you do an LXC container, LXD container, and then you enable virtual nesting, virtual nesting essentially. And then you set up Docker in it, and then I ran a Minecraft server in there, and it was like using way less resources. So it's like very, very, a little bit more complicated. And the networking is a little bit more, you have to do a little bit more thinking. But it's super awesome. I got it eventually after a very long time. And then when I got into Kubernetes, clustering was kind of cool. QEM Vert Manager is so fast and cool. Yeah. Vert Manager is great. Billy says otherwise because he's a bitch. But like virtualizing pretty much everything is always going to be a good thing. It has somewhat better security and it has somewhat better advancement, but it's cool because you can test stuff. Discovered Nostra. Okay, wow, cool. Ooh. What the fuck? I never said anything bad about Vert Manager. I love Vert Manager, you stinky liar. GNOME Box is awesome too. Flatpak one doesn't have pass-through, USB pass-through though. That's because of Flatpak in itself. If you get Flat Seal, I guarantee if you set up Flat Seal, you could make it work. Because Flatpak is restrictive for good reason. But if you do Flat Seal helps with permissions. It's much easier to manage. It's gonna be a good combo if I can get it out. Only gonna attack because help with this. I got Flat Seal Rhino Linux. Oh, interesting. I would say search some documents because there's probably a way to get it to work. Oh, that's a good card. I'm gonna keep that. Maybe we'll look at Secure Blue. I installed and looked at in a VM. It's cool. What does distro hop say? Not just distro watch. I always forget about Monerotopia until someone mentions it. I would like to go to Monerotopia. It'd be kind of sick. They had it in Japan 1 year. That was kind of sick. It has like 3 apps when you install Secure Blue. Yeah, it's like very minimal. There was some restrictiveness that I did not like, but they do not claim to be. They don't claim to do this to give unlimited freedom. I mean, that's the point, though. No cap, though, I was seeing on my analytics, not that. YouTube Studio. That there was a massive interest, the most votes I've gotten in a while. Wow, 80% like. Cool. What was I saying? That I have a massive interest in seeing how I set up my Graphene OS install. Pretty much the most. Ooh. Yo. Ooh, lots of land. I think it's... Yeah. 51 votes. It's a lot. For me. And appreciated. So, like... I'll do it. Because I think that the interest matters. What do I need? Are you familiar with Intel Management Engine? Yeah. I think people estimate. I think people don't realize it's an IT tool. And without it, it's actually a nightmare to like do remote work. Because it's important. And I think people what's the word? They think way too much about it. If you don't think the Intel management system is a good thing to have, by all means disable it. You know what I mean? Except for strike. Okay. But if you think your threat model matters, then absolutely disable it. Because it does add a level of later, Billy. It adds a level of attack surface, but I think people overestimate what it actually is. They think it's a backdoor. They think it's spyware. They think it's like it's being exploited. You know what I mean? They just go through all these fucking later, Billy. They go through all these reasonings why it shouldn't exist, but a lot of the IT infrastructure uses it. It's literally for it has a purpose, and we could take that with anything. We could take that with cookies. We can take that with JavaScript. We can take that with any technology, and say like it shouldn't exist. It's spyware. It's backdoor. No, it's just an exploit. Damn this guy. And these exploits are going to happen. That's just a byproduct of that's just a byproduct of the internet existing. Okay, he quit. Cool. I didn't think I was going to win that one. So when you take an exploit and you take when you take an exploit and it exists and you're like, this is the problem, how do I fix this? And you fix it, then I don't think it's an exploit anymore. But if you take a feature and you I thought you couldn't disable it because it's embedded into the CPU. If you try to move it, no, you can neuter it. There's ways to neuter it. It exists. It's the Intel management system engine is not. Let's pull up a graph. You can neuter it. It's a completely disableable thing. It's just you have to do some extra steps. First, you have to understand rings. So in computer science, least privilege, most privilege, kernel, ring 0. There are all kinds of spyware on our systems until it comes. No. You could, like I said, you could say Bluetooth is a form of spyware because it has a MAC address and it's traceable. That doesn't mean it's spyware. That just means it can be exploited. And we're not just going to get rid of Bluetooth. You just need to make it more secure. That's what it breaks down to. You need to make things more private and more secure. You can't just say something is spyware and disregard it. It's integrated into our system. It's integrated into our life. Should it be maybe thought about and be like here's a good example. What the fuck's it called? It's a UPnP. UPnP has been around for a very long time. Universal plug and play. You plug in, you literally get to play your games. You don't got to open up ports yourself. It's amazing, but it's a terrible security risk. It's a nightmare because it just opens up and runs random ports. It's dumb. It's a dumb idea when you actually think about it. But I think the vast majority of people have UPnP enabled. They don't even think about it. It's probably not as a big issue as other people have made it out to be. Is it a risk? Sure, but it's enabled pretty much everywhere. People aren't going in and opening up their own ports on their routers to play video games and other shit, unless you're crazy. I have it disabled. I just open the ports myself. I don't care. You know what I mean? But I think the vast majority of normal people don't fucking care. UPnP is pretty much enabled everywhere. But does that make UPnP? Yes, asking. Yes, my phrasing was dumb right there. I understand. I agree. You're right. Like we could say like Bluetooth, like not only just that, but UPnP is spyware. Like it's a terrible idea. They're just integrated into our the internet, and it's just not easy to get rid of. It's like IPv6, if it's implicated properly, it might have some privacy advantages, and it might have some security risks if it's not implicated properly. IPv6 for a very, 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 very long time has been said, oh, we're going to take over. IPv4 is dead. It still hasn't changed. IPv6 still hasn't taken over. IPv4 isn't dead. So like you're always going to find a flaw in something. But in computer science, ring 3, least privilege, ring 0, most privilege. I think Intel management system is one of the most privileges. Like device drives, applications, you can control device drives, you can't. So Intel management system is known as the Intel management engine, IME. is an autonomous system that has been incorporated virtually in all Intel's processors chipset since 2008. It is located in the platform control hub of a modern Intel motherboards. The Intel management engine always runs as long as the motherboard is receiving power. Even when the computer is turned off, this issue can be mitigated to the deployment of a hardware device which is able to disconnect all connections from the main power, as well as internal forms of energy storage. The EFF and some security researchers have voiced their concerns of management engine is a backdoor. It's kind of a stretch. Thank you, I'm new to learning about this. OPSEC? Yeah, not a problem. Intel's main competitors, AMD has the similar thing. They have something called Platform Security Processor. They both have it. And it goes over, like, the security problems with it. Several weaknesses have been found in ME on May 2017. That doesn't mean anything. Just because you find it doesn't mean that it's bad. It means you found it, which is a good thing. And when you find something and you fix it, it's not a problem anymore. Ring 3 rootkit, zero touch provisioning. I mean, there's... The problem is the level of access. It's not Intel management the problem. It's the level of access that it has. It is normally not possible for the end user to quote-unquote disable ME. There's no official support method to disable it, but some undocumented methods to do so discover. The ME's security architecture is designed to prevent disabling it. Intel considers disabling ME to be a security vulnerability, as a malware could abuse it to make the computer lose some functionality that typically users expect, such as ability to play with media with DRM, specifically DRM media that uses HDCP. On the other hand, it's also possible for a malicious actor to use the ME to remotely compromise the system. Strictly speaking, none of known methods can disable ME completely, since it is required booting the main CPU. This currently known method makes ME into an abnormal state as soon as boot, which seems to not have any working quote-unquote functionality. The ME is still physically connected to the system, and the microprocessor can use the code. Manufacturers like Purism System 76 disable the Intel management engine. There is some... Neither two methods disable ME discovered so far turned out to be effective countermeasures against the SA00086 vulnerability. This because the vulnerability is an early loaded ME module that is essential to boot the main CPU. So they say that this is what the Wikipedia says. Here is one of the best educators in real deal characters. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. So Nova Custom says they disable it. If you go here, you buy it. Like, let's go into for $1,500. Thank you, inflation. Core boot is supposed to get rid of it. Core boot, you can do core boot and with dash arrow. This is a really cool thing to learn about. It's like open source firmware. Go down. No. Okay. Here we go. You can disable it. ME disables breaking suspended support for Windows. Linux can still suspend. S3 suspended RAM requires post installation. Intel Management Engine is a firmware that present in modern Intel-based computers with access to the hardware even when the computer is off. It allows remote management, useful in certain enterprise settings. However, some worry about the privacy and security implications. We will disable the dash arrow. We'll set the dash arrow system feature for HAP disabling for you. The thing is, in an enterprise system, of course it makes sense to have this. If you need to troubleshoot something and you're half across country, this is a great feature. But if you have a security issue with it and you can't disable it, and this is the only way to disable it, I mean, There's a whole section of how to neuter. Though some say, how to neuter a horse. So some say like it doesn't even fucking matter. Explain like I'm 5. And in my opinion, in my base level opinion, like understanding, is if this is a concern for you, do not have a laptop. Just don't. Like genuinely, I don't get buying a laptop with Linux already on it. Do they like configure some sort of perhaps cause a USB? Some people just don't want to install it themselves, I guess. So this is controversial. I embrace companies like this because Windows comes pre-installed. We pay for the license. It's forced onto us. We don't have choice. Having a competitor where somebody wants Linux but they don't want to install it is a good default option. It means when I would get the Nova Custom without Linux, and I would install it myself out of trust because I trust myself. But that's a whole nother topic. Because Windows has made its way into people's house and in general, because schools require it, schools install it, laptops come with it pre-installed, and because they do all that, you don't want to change. You don't have a choice to change. You go and buy $1,000 laptop from Best Buy, and you're like, here you go. It already has Windows on it. You don't have a choice. You can pick 15 different laptops from Best Buy in person, and they all have Windows on it. And because they all have Windows on it, it removes your ability to choose if you want Windows or not. Then you have to go and download XYZ, aka Linux or FreeBSD or Haiku or whatever, and install it yourself. That, in my opinion, requires an extra step, is anti-competitive, and that is my problem. When I buy something and I have to choose, I have a choice, I'm okay with it. Yeah, I get the laptop with no OS. Like only the boot. Yeah, that's how it should be. I think I should get to choose the operating system. If I want Windows, I'll pay for the license. I'll go and pay for the license key myself. When you buy these laptops, it's in the price. There's no way they're giving Windows, quote unquote, for free. You're paying for the license key. You're paying for the right to use Windows. Linux, I don't care about the cost of Linux. If I had a laptop that cost $1,000, you broke it down well. Do you have a guide on learning about OPSEC? This is gonna be a shameless plug. OPSEC is complicated. It depends on like what you need. But if I buy a laptop and it's like $1,000 for a laptop with Windows or $1,000 with a laptop with Linux, and both charge me say $100 for the license key and $900 for the laptop, I'm okay with it. He's an RSS feed, very, very good. I do love RSS. So there's Doing Fed Time. This is Sam Bett. He has a really good website. Very good website, very based. You can learn a lot. You can learn a lot from him. And then there's the OPSEC Bible. You can ignore this. It doesn't matter. Advance. SSH does not matter on Tor if you're running. Like, you're supposed to always run Tor in the safest mode. Come on, quit being a bitch. Oh, that's just me. I'm retarded. I'm not reading. OPSEC Bible. It gives you like darknet Bible, Market Bible. This teaches you a lot about OPSEC. OPSEC is again a flashy word, and it's a little complicated, but it's not. Is there several OPSEC Bibles on Dread too? Yeah. There's everyone has their own perception how you achieve OPSEC. OPSEC is again a very complicated. It's a loaded word, to be completely honest. You can go to their Onion site. Sam Bent's like good information though. You can check out his site. There's no one solution, is what I say. Like I mean I have a concern that one day someone will be able to de-anonymize me to a certain degree. To a certain degree. Like, I try to keep my OPSEC. I mean, I'm on YouTube for a reason. I'm on YouTube because I want to spread privacy and security. That's it. Like, I think it's a good thing to spread. I have no problem. But if YouTube decides to force me to show my ID, I will not do YouTube anymore. I will shift to a different platform. I will close my account. I'll delete my Gmail. I will private all my videos. If they require me to use YouTube, if YouTube requires me to show ID at any point, and they're like ID or keep the channel, I would immediately reject the channel. No offense to all 2,000 people that have subscribed to me, and a million people that have decided to watch my videos, which I'm very grateful for. I would immediately delete my channel and just go somewhere else. I would download all my stuff, upload it consistently somewhere else, and just go somewhere else. Even though that YouTube has the most reach and the best possibility outcome of people becoming more aware of privacy and security, I would never want to hand over that kind of information to YouTube, especially when I'm doing this literally free 99. Thank you. I love fruit baskets. I am a fruit enjoyer. But that's what I'm kind of, I don't want to say I'm anticipating it, but I'm kind of anticipating it. I'm very shocked. I'm not monetized, so I don't know how the review process goes. I don't know if YouTube. I never plan to monetize because I think information should be free. It is a conflicting thing I have. I don't like running ads. I don't want to run ads on my channel, even though that they're probably there because YouTube is a cesspool, and I encourage people to run an ad blocker, even if it was my quote unquote job. I would want people to be able to access this information free regardless. That's just my personal take. But if YouTube required me to upload my government ID in order to monetize, I would reject the monetization even more. It's that simple. I don't want Google or YouTube to be my employer, because the problem is then now I'm at their mercy. They own my balls. The people that rely on YouTube for income, I have nothing against them. They're just trying to make a living. But it sucks because then they, at the end of the day, they are YouTube's bitch. They are the algorithms. Beer can click right there. That's true. No one drinks a soda this late. They are YouTube's bitch. They will be forever YouTube's bitch. And it sucks because they don't have a choice unless they really dive into different forms of income. Like there's some comedians I listen to, and I know YouTube isn't their full-time job, but it kind of is. But they do other stuff to make sure that they can continue to pay their bills. But at the end of the day, they're the algorithms bitch, they're the watchers bitch, and then they're YouTube's bitch. YouTube can just come in and delete your channel whatever the fuck they want. They don't care. They don't care how many subscribers you have. And if anyone's ever watching this and they want to start a YouTube channel, just so you know, your YouTube's bitch once you become big. The bigger you become, the more of a bitch you become for them. No. Ooh. Joe Rogan, the funny gorilla man. Yeah. I mean, the thing about Joe Rogan is, like, he's Spotify's bitch now. People act like he's independent, like he's thinking, like, by himself. He's not. At the end of the day, he is Spotify's... He's a cuck of Spotify. Quite literally. And it's no offense. I mean, dude, he just wants to make his money. It's whatever. He wants to make his money and go home. I don't think there's anything wrong with making money. I think it's fine. That's why it's always funny when someone or the gamers like Mudahar criticizing Israel. Your channel's gone for real. Literally. Damn, fuck this guy. Sorry, man. Sorry. I mean, I don't think it's that hyperbolic and serious, but... You don't even necessarily have to criticize, like, Israel per se, but, like, yeah. Look at gun tubers. Gun tubers are a perfect example. They, I don't think so. The end of the day, Joe Rogan has money enough for generations of his... Then why would he do a contract deal with them? He has to. He could have went completely independent. He could have not signed a contract, a sole contract with Spotify. He could have went not only completely independent and went no contract with Spotify. He could have ended the contract and not renewed it. No, it's okay if you like Joe Rogan. I don't have a problem with it. I'm just saying, if the money is not the issue, if the money's not the issue, why do a contract with Spotify? Why renew your contract with Spotify? At the end of the day, just think about it. Think deep about it. Joe Rogan could have went independent, all by himself. He would have been financially fine. Sure, but he could have made the same amount of money by himself. He doesn't need Spotify. That's the point that I'm making. All right, my cheeks are clapped in this one. We could say greed. I mean, like, yeah, that's a somewhat of a lazy way to look at it. Not in a mean way, but like that's like you can just say greed. Why didn't he just go independent? Think about it. Why didn't he just go independent? He could have definitely made the same amount of money. There's no question. Look at Steven Crowder. Steven Crowder turned down like a $50 million contract from the Daily Wire like a retard. Because he wanted more money, but he also would have lost all his intellectual property. I don't agree with Steven Crowder, but he would have lost all of his intellectual property. Joe Rogan, at the end of the day, probably doesn't own his IP. Just saying. He is Spotify's bitch at the end of the day. If Spotify comes out and was like, hey, we don't like what you're saying, you got to stop it. He has to listen. Because anyone can get sued into the ground. People like to say they're independent, and then they have a rich person standing behind them holding the strings, you could say, pulling the strings. Because the cash grab way Joe Rogan choose to go with. Again, you can say he could have just done this himself. He didn't need a Spotify deal. That's all I'm saying. He did not need a Spotify deal. He could have made the same, if not more money, and completely been independent. There's tons of independent artists out there. There's tons of independent artists out there that are making just as much as Joe Rogan. There's tons of podcasts out there that are making just as much as Joe Rogan. It's not, there's no reason to do a deal with Spotify. Zero. Besides, you want the cash flow and you don't want to deal with it, I guess. I mean, beyond that, but you could just pay someone to do it. That's like how a lot of YouTube channels operate. They extend their budget, and they need to generate cash flow, so they'll go to like a shitty company and like do it over. Joe Rogan has Jamie, a studio, and himself. He didn't need Spotify. Think about it. I guarantee he doesn't have that many employees. And again, we can say cash grab. He didn't need the money. It is funny though, like there's a perfect example of this. So the Daily Wire is owned by some Australian guy, some like very rich Australian guy, and the Daily Wire is bleeding money. And I think Ben Shapiro came out at one point and was like, "Hey, we're not doing good." And same thing with Steven Crowder. Like he was like, because he lost his intellectual property right. He's like, not good. So when these media is quite literally dying. And again, I wouldn't consider Joe Rogan to be independent anymore, or even the Daily Wire to be unmainstream media or independent, when they're getting billions and millions of dollars. Those are very marginal people. I cannot understand that kind of money feels like. I'm going to emphasize with that psychological. Yeah. But that's my point, is Joe Rogan, and I mean this wholeheartedly, he quite literally did not need Spotify. Spotify doesn't need him either. If Spotify, if Joe Rogan thinks like Spotify needs him, they don't care. Spotify will move on. I'm just saying again, I think Steven Crowder's a retard, but he's a perfect example. I think a part of it was he would lose intellectual property right, and he didn't that was probably a part of it. He was like, hell no. Why the fuck would I give that up? And this happens again all the time in media. Like intellectual property right gets brought up all the time. I just don't think Joe Rogan has went out and partnered with Spotify for no reason. He's partnered with Spotify for the simple fact he has to do probably less management. His podcasts get pushed more, and that's it. But it's like his cost is probably like super low for what he does, and I mean that in like not a mean way. Why didn't it do 3? No, I should have taken out the flying person. Oopsies. Yeah, of course, man. Like I said, these are not people I can understand. I mean, I am the most media. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't understand that kind of wealth. I don't get it. No! How long is this for? Boo! I mean, there's Magic the Gathering players that are worth like tens of thousands, if not millions of dollars. And I play it for fun. No, I made it. Oopsie. Whew. This guy's really onto my balls. I'm a loser guy. I don't know the thirst of greed, nothing like that. I don't think it's wrong to want to make money, but I don't think being greedy is a good thing either. I mean, it's a catch-22. It's okay to want to make money. I think you should be able to make as much money as you want. I don't think there's a problem with that. But it's definitely, ooh, this guy's cheeks are gonna get clapped. No! Please don't have a card that can destroy me immediately. Do. Ooh, let's. Okay. Hexproof. End turn. Exodius! I still live at home with my parents, man. I mean, that's like, it's purely an American thing to move out of your fucking house. Like, quite literally, I don't think there's anything wrong with living at home. I think it's stupid to move out at like 18, 19. You're retarded. You're quite literally a retard at 18, 19. Unless you live in a very toxic home, you shouldn't move out. You should learn. You should learn how to pay bills, be financially successful, and be financially independent, and then move out. I think that would be the better option. No. Do. He's done. I think it's not. Have you visited Dig Deeper before? If so, I have. Oh, not the redo, but I have been on Dig Deeper. It's pretty funny. I mean, it's just literally dudes that are like, it's just a dude or a person that's just like schizophrenic. And they quote unquote dig deeper. But context always matters. Like, you can take something, I'm so retarded. I'm like, man-child, as the American phrase goes. No, do not you take that title. Man-child does not mean it's man-child is not a good thing. People use that as like a slur almost. I don't know how the washing. All right, you know, you're just faking. Last time I ironed my own clothes, I don't even remember. I mean, that's like just comment. Like, I work with a lot of like boaters, and they just like people that aren't from America, and like they literally live at home, and they tell me the shit they do, and I'm like, to an American, that sounds absolutely insane, but it's completely normal. And they explain it. They're like, why would I move out? We bring our money together, we bring our resources together, we make sure everything is like done together. Like, why? And I get it. Like, why? Yeah, why the fuck would you move out at that? You don't gotta worry about being homeless. That's crazy. It's a great thing. Those are great things to like actually like be. As long as you're making yourself better and you're improving yourself, why the fuck does it matter? Moving out and living on your own is a fucking it's overrated. It's a pipe dream. There's nothing that benefits unless you live in a really shitty family in a really shitty house and you don't know how, and you're not functional, and it's making you a loser. Sure, move out, become productive, whatever. Like, but like, it doesn't make you a better person. I promise. Trust me, I know some massive losers that have their own house. I depend on option to move out. I got people with health issues. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think it's wrong to live at your house as long as you're being productive. I don't think there's. I mean, I think if you're not being productive, then like yeah, find a reason to be productive. That's it. And being productive could be a lot of things. Whether it's learning, going to school, educating yourself. Just don't waste your time. That's it. That's all it is. Just don't waste your time. That's all. That's the only advice I can give. There's nothing deeper than that. Again, there's people that have worked out, that have moved out and probably wasted their time. And what up, streamer? Bella? I'm good. How are you? Fuck this guy or girl. I good. What did you move out? I moved out the second I hit adulthood, like quite literally, and it was retarded. And I quite literally mean it. It was dumb. It was a dumb idea. No. Oh. All right. I'm gonna lose this one. Yeah, no problem. My luck is that my school is in the same city. Yeah. I think it's, again, okay to live at home. I don't know why people hate it too. Like I said, I think it's just a purely American thing. Wow, very sweaty moment. I think a lot of people in the U.S. do hate it though. They think it's weird. Like people that you're dating think it's weird, or like your friends think it's weird, or I think a lot of people think it's weird. I get why. I get, like I said, if you are fundamentally leeching off your parents and your siblings and you're not being productive, I think that is a bad thing. I mean, I'm gonna just say that from a retrospect. That could be holding you back from your potential. But if you are fundamentally just like, I'm living, I'm contributing, I'm getting myself better, there's nothing wrong with it. You don't. I'm not saying you have to be like a CEO or. I'm not saying you have to be like a CEO or like a fucking like getting your fucking multi-million-dollar master's degree, but just do something. Do something that makes you happy. Especially like if you have the financial strength to do it. Absolutely. Oh no. I'm not leeching. I'm studying for a very mathy. Yeah, that's good. As you should. Like do things that make you happy and be progressive with your thinking, with your thinking cap. But I think a lot of people do. Like they get leechy. Like they're like, oh, why do I have to do anything? I'm just learning. All right, bro. If you want to just live at home and do absolutely nothing, then okay. It just doesn't, to me, that doesn't sound fun. Quite literally. I'm very bad soon and very hard at school degrees, trying to make it though. Yeah, I mean, you're not going to be good. No. Word 1? Okay, thank God. I was not good at school. Damn it. What do you see more in the future? Hopefully the digital currency. That takes over. That'd be great. You can basically think I major in mathematics. I really don't like this shit, but it's too late to drop out and go to a different school. Average maths, dude. I know tons of people that like don't fucking like, not tons, but like I had a friend who was like really good at math. He didn't fucking like it, but he was good at it. He was like, what do I do? Math? And that's what he picked. He was good at nothing else. And he became, I think he did engineering at some point. Frank, it seems the future Monero is, yeah, I mean, kind of. Wow, gonna get my cheeks clapped. Alright guys, I have streamed for an hour and 30 minutes over my mandatory time frame. I will see you all in the next live stream video. Please argue in the comments for the algorithm. I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you. You have a wonderful night. I love you all. Beautiful night.